Welcome to PricePlow. This is Mike, and just in time for winter, I guess for fall. It's still September. It's not fall yet. PEScience's ImmuneST, one capsule at a low price actually to boost your immune system. Can't do the review. It's a long capsule. Can't do the review without actually giving it a go. Let's talk about the ingredients.
Welcome to PricePlow.
So now that I have, what do they call in the news now? Superhuman immunity. We're back, and so we're going to cover PEScience's ImmuneST. This is about my 10,000th PEScience video. We do have a business relationship with them. They did send this for free. And we do have a blog post. If you're watching on YouTube, that's referenced here. Our business relationship is pretty cool. We send them email alerts when one of the products goes out of stock. So they're awesome. Bryant, sales manager, can make some phone calls, and we do have an affiliate relationship with coupon code PricePlow, which brings that I hate doing on these videos. I hate quoting the prices, even though this is PricePlow, because prices do change. Obviously, in these inflationary, hyperinflationary times, prices will rise. But right now, this bottle, 60 capsules, 60 servings, it's available for a really good price with the PricePlow coupon on PEScience.com. So that's all I'm going to say about the price. And what it is it's an immunity booster. It's just one capsule that is throwing in some extra immunity on top of your multivitamin, on top of your already healthy diet. We have to say that for immunity, the most important thing, as we've learned, and nobody's listened, but the most important thing is metabolic health. Get rid of the refined, toxic seed oils and all that nonsense that is killing your immune system, killing your fat stores, all that stuff. But on top of cleaning up your diet, the multivitamin, there are some highly bioavailable vitamins and especially the bioavailable minerals in here that can really have an impact on your immune system. So that's what we're going to cover here today. Now, what you do with this, you take one capsule a day on default, but if you're like traveling, you're feeling a little, the sniffles coming or whatever, and or possibly you've been exposed to some people or something or whatever, then you may want to take a second capsule. And so I'm going to shoot down to the bottom of the, to the middle of the label. We have 25 milligrams of zinc, which I think is a really cool thing because that's a good dose, especially when added to the meat in your diet. Like I said, get metabolically healthy and added to your multivitamin. But if you need to double down, getting up to 50 milligrams of zinc is actually a good idea. So it's not too high, not too low. I do like that dose right off the bat. So in general, one cap a day, this lasts 2 months and it's not expensive. Otherwise, you can go to 2. And especially if the winter is coming, as they've been saying. So right off the top of at the top of the label, the majority of this capsule is actually going to be 250 milligrams worth of vitamin C as ascorbic acid. Now, we don't need to go way too deep down the rabbit hole on this one, but on our blog post, I cited a ton of studies. Basically, the long story short is that vitamin C, and a lot of these studies are from the 1970s. This is nothing new. Vitamin C has been shown to reduce the length and sometimes the severity, but oftentimes the length of like a cold. And it's not a huge amount. I think it's been overstated, and that's why over the last couple of decades we've gotten bigger on zinc and everything. But it does help with colds and various other types of sickness and everything. And as always, supplements are not recommended or approved by the FDA. Talk to your doctor, and nothing here is intended to cure, treat, or diagnose any disease, but there's a lot of research on vitamin C, and it's going to help you hopefully reduce the length of a cold by like a half a day. It's not a huge deal, but why would you not want that? And so that is obviously going to be a part of every single immunity stack that you're pretty much going to see, along with a vitamin D dose as well. And so vitamin D obviously gets some sunshine, helps your either taking the vitamin D3 supplement or getting sunshine enables your skin to produce the active vitamin D that is actually a hormone. So a lot of people don't talk about that. The vitamin D3 vitamin helps you produce hormone, and that's been shown to increase immunity as well. And there's been a lot of studies over the course of time showing that vitamin D status is incredibly important to the severity of the new modern diseases that we talk about a lot. So that's one of the more important things. This is a 1,000 IU dose, which is not the biggest dose. I personally like to take about a total of 5,000 IU a day, 2,000 to 5,000. If you combine this with getting some sunshine and as well as your multivitamin, this is a good topper. It is not a massive dose. And so just note that this is a 1,000 IU dose, but it is 120 25% of the daily value. Those recommendations, in my opinion, are a bit low. I don't think you should go over maybe like 10,000 IU or whatever. So this is a very safe dose. Wouldn't be worried about taking 2 capsules here, but this dose may want to push you into 2 capsule territory if you aren't already taking a quality multivitamin. I don't know what multivitamins don't have a good bit of like vitamin D in them though. And so just note though, vitamin D helps your body, vitamin D3 helps your body produce the active hormone, which is cool. It's a pro-hormone. Am I allowed to say that on YouTube? Get kicked off. And there's some studies showing mood boosting benefits too. Like, just don't be vitamin D deficient. I don't care how you do it, just don't be deficient. Then we get to zinc. And so I've already kind of talked about the excitement of zinc. 25 milligrams, kind of a unique dose, but not, because if we take 2, we get 50 milligrams. Take 1, you're still a pretty good dose. And this is where we get into the high bioavailability stuff I want to talk about today. So this is zinc bisglycinate chelate. And what that means is, long story short, your body's not good at absorbing minerals. It doesn't want to absorb minerals. And so if you were to take like elemental zinc or zinc oxide, you're not going to absorb a lot, and study after study shows that. However, what our body's really good at absorbing, and PEScience knows this because they sell tons of protein, our bodies are great at absorbing amino acids. And glycine is the amino acid in this case. So what we're actually doing here is we're binding, I'm not doing it, but the manufacturer is binding the zinc to a glycine, 2 glycine molecules, and then your small intestine loves to absorb glycine, and it kind of Trojan horses the zinc into plasma, where it then gets broken down and can carry out its various immune functions. So that's why I really like these chelated forms, and there's study after study showing that they outperform basically every other type of mineral. Now there's 2 popular amino acid bound types of zinc. I think they're both about equally good. They each have their own like series of researches and everything. We tend to see the glycine form a little bit more often, so we talk about that a little bit more often. They're both fantastic. What I think is funny is that if you go into the studies on the zinc oxide, which isn't like the cheap multivitamins, if you see zinc oxide in your multivitamin, toss it in the trash. Get a new company, send them a strongly worded letter that they're doing everyone a disservice, because people think they're getting zinc from zinc oxide and they are not. And zinc helps destroy viruses. Now there's one funny study that I want to talk about where zinc oxide, I honestly don't even believe this study. Zinc oxide was being compared against a different type of zinc, and there was actually, for some people, not everyone, but for some people, maybe there's like a genetic variation in certain people or whatever, they got literally zero absorption, 0 uptake of zinc from zinc oxide. Like, so I don't know who or why or what. The point is, you don't want to be one of those people. And so don't chance it. Take the good stuff. Get the chelated bound zinc. Get the glycine bound zinc, and you're going to be in a way better position. Similarly, we have copper, and copper is big. It's synergistic with iron, and it's very big for hemoglobin protection and blood-bound immunity and blood and hemoglobin like creation. And so copper, you don't need a huge dose. We have 0.5 milligrams, 55% daily value, which I think is good. I don't think you want to go too high. There's already some in PEScience's multivitamin. Same deal here though, a little bit less research. So copper, bisglycinate, chelate, once again, copper bound to the glycine, and then your small intestine will suck it in, and then you could disassociate in plasma, and then boom, boom, you have enough copper on hand for your blood to carry out its functions. Now, the research-wise, this is where we have a little bit more in theory. Research-wise, and I hate to do this, had to cite an animal study, not just any animal study. It was an animal study on the blog post we're citing on steers. And I know, we're not cows. Like, it's bad enough. It's not bad. We have to do it sometimes. It's bad enough citing a rat or a mouse study. That was at least kind of similar, but ruminant animals, yeah, they have 4 stomachs. They're built for eating grass. We're not at all built for that type of life or anything. So the steers did have way better uptake from the copper bisglycinate compared to copper sulfate, which is in most of the multivitamins, including PEScience's. Cows did better with this form of copper. I don't know if I should be citing it or not. Maybe, maybe not. Either way, at least one type of animal has better uptake. And the theory still stands. With the glycine bound form, you're going to probably get more uptake. And then PEScience's True Multi, they do have 0.9 milligrams as 100% daily value from copper sulfate if you do put the stack together. And then finally in this stack, we have just the rest of the room is taken up 65 milligrams, which doesn't sound like a lot, but PEScience has told us that they're going for a strong extract here. And we have an immune support complex from mushrooms consisting of turkey tail mushroom, maitake mushroom, Agaricus blazei mushroom, probably pronounced it wrong, and reishi mushroom extracts. And we're going for high beta-glucans standardizations here. Now, beta-glucans, there's many different types that are there. You have various like the 1,3, the 1,6, the 1,3, 1,6 branching beta-glucans, and that's what we have here is the 1,3, 1,6 branching beta-glucans, which come from the fungi. And these are actually fibers that are in the cell walls of plants and like vegetables and fungi, and they support like basically structural functions and some of the health of the plants. And it turns out that when we eat them, it depends on what kind you get. If you eat the beta-glucans from oats, there are some really good metabolic properties, and that's why they talk about like lipid lowering effects of oats, for instance. We don't have that here. We're not talking about that. We're actually talking about the beta-glucans from the mushrooms and kind of like from the yeast as well. But we're talking about the mushrooms here in this case, where they actually stimulate the immune system to be a little bit more aggressive and seeking out the pathogens that it's trying to hunt, and then properly targeting them so that your immune system can then go and kill them, but not kill our healthy cells that have not yet been affected. So there's various different types of the beta-glucans, and a lot of the mushroom extracts have been found to be very like good sources of these. And the more we go down the rabbit hole of mushrooms, the more I realize how fantastic these are. Mushrooms and organ meats keep coming up in my research over and over and over. And this is why I get ground beef that has organ meats actually blended in, because mushrooms and organ meats come in over and over and over, having so many different like immunoprotective and nootropic and just feel good, like so many different qualities and health qualities. And that's great. The issue is that no one's eating this stuff. So I am like a full-on proponent. I don't like mushrooms on a pizza, let's say, but I'm a full-on proponent of getting mushroom supplementation in any way you can. Now, this is not a huge dosage, 65 milligrams. There's bigger ones out there, but we are going strong on the beta-glucans here, which is what PEScience says. And that's important because of all the immune benefits. So you're not just getting a bunch of like raw plant fiber or anything like that. And so we have a couple studies talking about like the different benefits have been demonstrated with the different ones. There's studies on maitake, there's studies on the turkey tail, and there's studies out there on the agaricus form and everything. So there are a lot of great benefits from this. And so I'm very excited to kind of just see like this is a world of like we have the science-based stuff with the this is called like kind of like the man-made, better made forms of the minerals, where we have it bound to amino acids. And then we also have kind of the old school, old world, food-based, mushroom-based supplements, kind of giving us the best of both worlds. And then everyone knows about vitamin D and vitamin C. So I like these types of supplements to kind of like bring the old school, the herby stuff with the new school, with like the better forms of zinc and copper. And that's what we have with ImmuneST. And it is at a good price too. So check out PricePlow.com/PEScience, and we have coupon code PricePlow on PEScience.com. It's at a good deal. I don't like to quote the price because things change. But for now, if you're looking forward to this, or not looking forward to this winter, I guess you could say, fall and winter, then at least make sure your zinc stores are up to speed. We have a lot of studies on this, like a lot of studies talking about where zinc can help. It can help with, certain viruses that are out there, and as a adjunct therapy with certain other drugs that shall not be named, and different treatments that may not want to be named on YouTube. But either way, zinc has been shown to be powerful. Do not be zinc deficient. Please, this winter, find a way. Do not be vitamin D deficient. And please, this winter, it's been 18 months, but it's still not too late to get metabolically healthy. Stop eating the crap. Stop eating the donuts. Stop eating the fried, nasty old seed oils. Get yourself healthy. Try to find a way. Eat some mushroom. Maybe you just find a mushroom supplement. Use this. Find a way to eat some organ meats and see how you feel, because this stuff is fantastic. You don't have to eat a ton of it. You don't have to be a pro at cooking liver. Mix it in with the ground beef. I'm telling you right now, metabolic health is how we get out of this. But in the meantime, you can boost your immunity with ImmuneST. Thank you.
Welcome to PricePlow.